let's talk about some Secret Wars stuff because it's been brought up recently. Obviously, the moment you start dealing with these multiverses and all these crazy concepts, eventually you're probably leading to some sort of giant multiverse crossover, and we know Multiverse of Madness will do it, but Secret Wars is sort of, I guess, Marvel's next end goal, right? It has to be. Like, I don't see how it wouldn't be.
Here's the thing. There's a couple. One wasn't particularly big. It was very much confined to Al Ewing's Ultimates run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a few issues long. But the concept of it is huge.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if you need Secret Wars to happen first before that. You definitely need a certain concept and a cosmic concept or abstract to be known before you do it. But it could possibly be one or two. It's more than likely the big one that everyone knows.
Yeah.
It's very, spoilers for Loki. They do kind of just go, there was a multiversal war. It's just like, what the?
Yeah.
Just that in there with no warning. What the hell? Which I haven't had time to look up if there has been. I'm certain there has been like a this is part of like the history of that universe and everything.
I mean, when it came to the old world as how our universe and multiverse began, we know that the survivor is Galactus because he's from the old, like Galen from the old universe. So like, I guess there is kind of precedent to do this, and my guess would be, and I'm just basing this guess on how the MCU has handled it. Secret Wars is a name brand, name value. So you use that and Secret Wars in name and small concepts, but you do your own spin on it. Like Civil War, like Avengers Infinity War. You're pulling from the Infinity Saga, but you're doing your own thing. Like, I could kind of see them doing like that and using versions of recent events from the comics that worked, which I am 100% okay with because I want a different interpretation, obviously. And I think that is something that they have to be building up towards because, like you said, Loki just drops that in out of nowhere. You're like, whoa, how did we just get here from there? Like, out of nowhere. It seems a little too on the nose to not, it's not like hidden away. It's like in your face now.
It's like literally full screen. Like, yeah, like, yeah, this is the thing. But it'd be interesting how they handle it because there are. I'm trying to think. I want to say there's now 7 different iterations of the Marvel universe. I want to. It's either 6 or 7. I know Al Ewing definitely added one. So there's always that to play about with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the same reality and universe. It's just gone through 7 different iterations. I can't remember what exactly changes it and why, but there's some big, calamitous event.
I will not be surprised if they handle a concept like that in Doctor Strange or hell, even Loki. By the end of the first season, they could drop something like that. You're like, wait, what? Oh.
I was like, if they just come in and be like, hey, yeah, here's the firmaments, here's eternity, here's infinity, here's like all this, so they'll just be like, we don't even have the living tribunal yet. You just dropped down. Like, what are you doing, man?
Yup.
Give us eternity's got to be coming at some point, right? You can't do all this timeline stuff without eternity and like Kang, because how Kang's not in this thing yet, I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know. Like, I'm really. I feel like it's too on the nose for them to not do something with it. Or it could just be one of those things where they place it in there and it's like, we're just having fun with it. But too many people at Marvel have mentioned openly Secret Wars. Like, there's something up with it when Kevin Feige even says, well, Secret Wars. Oh. You never say anything. Like, you literally just stare in a void by answering with a non-answer. So when so many people have said something, I think they're going to ramp up to it. Like, a part of me feels like that there's going to be some sort of massive announcement, maybe next D23, where instead of being like 2 to 3 years at a time, they're literally going to go, okay, here's 15 years, here's question marks everywhere after the next 2. But our end goal at the end of this 15 years is just Secret Wars question mark. It's like, oh.
See, here's my thing with that, right? The 15 years is way too long, you know.
Oh, it is.
It took, what, 11 years for Infinity War to do Infinity Gauntlet, basically. But that was at 2 to 3 movies a year.
Mm-hmm.
We're now way above that.
Yeah, we are.
We're getting probably like 4 movies a year plus 4 to 6 TV shows.
I mean,
there's no way they're going to wait 15 years.
And with the whole Sony thing and Spider-Man and how they got to put out those movies, I think it's like, what, 2023? We're getting like 5 MCU films with another Spider-Man, and then Sony films on top of that. We're getting like 8 like 8 Spider-Man or like related, all combined, like 8 Marvel movies. It's like, bro. And then you got to account for, what, 3 or 4 shows a year. So, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, it would make sense if it's maybe even faster. Like,
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised in 5 years.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, because then you're only going to have, like, maybe one Avengers movie in between everything. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to handle it, but their timeline of events, unless they're just going to really stretch the Avengers movie out, but I don't know. It's weird how they're going to... I can't like think how they're going to do it, but then again, I'm not the one getting paid to think how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
They're smarter than me, and they have a whiteboard of everything. So it'd be interesting to see. Well, it's going to be interesting to see, not it will be.
Yeah, the approach they take to this, I think is going to be very telling. Like, oh, here's our thing. Oh, okay, well, I guess you committed to that fully.
So far, like, there's too much multiverse stuff going on for Secret Wars not to be the next big thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
well,
I just, for some reason, I just sat here and I was like, "Are we talking about Secret Invasion?" I was like, "No,
no, that's the other secret."
Too many secrets. Too many wars. Oh yeah, it's because Secret Wars is it's their version of Crisis.
Yeah. Yep.
You think of DC, Crisis. You think of Marvel, it's Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And sequels is probably a bit more sacred because they've only done 3, whereas DC's done 12 in the last 5 years.
Well, remember, they had Final Crisis, then they realized they can't call them Crises anymore, so now they just name Crises New 52, Rebirth, DCU, or whatever.
And now they're completely undoing everything.
Yep.
They're completely wiping out every single crisis, so everything's going to happen, which is weird. But that's a different conversation.
Creativity over continuity.
Now, I will say, what Secret Wars do you do? But it just hit me that all 3 are exactly the same.
I was going to say, it's all kind of the same.
There's literally, there is a Beyonder, there is a Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom somehow gets power. There is a Patchwork World, and Doctor Doom.
See, if I was Marvel Studios, I would handle this in the most tactical way possible. So, let's say like phase, I don't know, 5, right? Or 6 maybe, I don't know. You name the entire phase Secret Wars, and then everything in it contributes to the concept of it. So you got your like TV shows that are part of it, that are, tackling elements of it, and then your big blow off that everything builds up towards is Marvel Secret Wars the movie, or Avengers Secret Wars, or whatever. But you could kind of have more time to play in that universe. So like, let's say we have Moon Knight season 3. Okay, well that is branded Secret Wars, sort of like the spin-off issues of events, and it contributes, and if you watch all of it, you get a bigger picture of it. Because logistically, to me, it seems like that has to be the next step of how they do it, like, branded universe things, because they're literally
how do you set Secret Wars up? How do you handle it? Do you completely sidestep what's going on in the sacred timeline? Quote. Yeah. At least now we can. I'm certain they've thrown that out there because they're going to be playing more with the ideas of this is not in the actual reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, do we just go right? We got a new Cap, we got a new Thor, we got all this and that.
Honestly, that's you do the movie by letting Kevin Feige go Madman Feige and be like, so we got Robert Downey Jr. back in this because he's been plucked out of here in Battle World, and we got Hugh Jackman, and we got Legion for some reason. Here you go. And we got Agent Coulson. Like, use Daredevil. It doesn't matter. Like, he can just pull whatever he wants and be like, what's the excuse here? Beyonder realities? I don't know. Like,
But it's like, do we push the Sacred Timelines plot forward into a Secret Wars, or do we spend our time looking at other variants, realities, whatever, to then culminate in a Secret Wars?
I would just do both. Like, at the same time.
I suppose both is probably a good argument to why they're pumping out so much stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. Then you're gonna get really confused into what happens where and when and who's in what. Because let's be honest, Secret Wars is the entire point of doing a movie of that is to have the end game scene at the end of the portal look bigger.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's like, oh, look at all these things and people and characters we've been introducing you to over the years. Like, they're now all literally here. Here's an entire planet worth of people.
By then, Kevin Feige's gonna bring in his Jedi. He's gonna have bought half of DC Comics and bring in Wonder Woman. It's just like, what? Look at me.
I mean, why spend money on Wonder Woman when you got Power Princess right there?
That's true. But no, I agree with you. Like that is the whole goal. The whole goal is to have the endgame scene, except 10 times bigger. So
yeah. Not that I know how you even fit that all on screen, because it gets to a point. Endgame is too big and there's too many characters at the end.
Yeah.
You couldn't see them all in that final fight worth a damn. So it was kind of like, oh cool, there's a bit over there, Like, do you have a multiverse of that? It's going to be like, there's cool colors.
That's why you just do another secret. You do 2-parter. You do Secret Wars, and then you do Avengers Secret Wars Battle World, and the entire second half is literally just a giant battle. Just here's everybody you want for 2 hours straight. Your brain is going to be numb from action. You're just like, I can't cheer anymore. I might die. I'm too hyped.
No, it's. I have faith that they'll pull it off, but this could be such a cluster.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
It's going to be. It's no matter what they do, it's going to be a cluster. This is the sheer nature of it. But it's going to be.
If there is one studio I trust that can pull this off, this is the only studio that can, and they're in charge of it. Luckily, so we don't have to worry too much about it. It's like, no, if they want it, they'll make it work. Everybody said that not even Avengers could work, and then
that's true. Fast forward 12 years and look where we are.
Exactly. It's like, oh, Avengers is nothing compared to how far you've come. So, like, yeah. Oh no, the jets are coming for me.
I was gonna say, is that a UFO? Or...
It's something. I don't know. Disclosure is coming, so it might be.
Yeah. Cool.
It's the jet flying reptilians. Save me, Alex Jones. Yep. So
is it all the chemtrails?
Magneto's controlling the magnetosphere or whatever. What did he do in Ultimatum? I don't even remember. Like, shifted the poles or something?
Yeah. He did something with it. Was it that actually? I said yeah, and I'm just like.
I think it was like him shifting the magnetic poles and pulsars or something.
I think you're right, because he caused the floods and everything, didn't he? Like,
yeah.
New York.
Yeah. Huh.
It's either he pulled the moon forward a little bit, or he shifted the poles. I want to say he shifted the poles.
This sounds like the exact type of comic book jargon you'd come to expect. Just moving the South Pole with his hands.
He shifted the Earth 2 degrees on its axis.
Let me explain to you why One Punch Man would beat him, though.
I mean, he wouldn't even get close.
You're gonna get Goku Shippuden or whatever. The ninjas. I don't know. My animes. They're all the same. What?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know the mecha ones that are different. So there you go. But yes, that's our Secret Wars conversation. It's probably coming sooner than we think. That's
the biggest question I have is: do we do Beyonder with flares or without?
Huh?
Does he have the perm?
That's a good question.
Do we have evil multiversal Disco Stew? It's the biggest question of all.
The Beyonder should just be Kevin Feige with a hat.
I mean, he kind of should be. Yeah.
Like, what they need to do is play Secret Wars as a meta movie where we learn that he's been controlling all of this from our reality, and they have to enter this reality and fight him for ownership.
So what you're saying is he is the betweener, and then the two biggest directors they have there, and then a Lord Order and Master Chaos.
See,
basically,
this all works. And he can have like Avi Arad be his version of Desaad, where he's just like, please, sire, man. It's like, no, Avi, shut up, come on.
And then all three will fuse, and they'll create this giant Final Fantasy head mask winged thing. God bless you, how you and I thought that.
Who's Tom Rothman gonna be though from the comics? Mole Man?
Yeah, Mole Man.
I mean, you would have to assume the mole people are eating old paint chips down there or whatever. And I kind of...
Do the underground people have paint?
I suppose. I mean, I'm no Morlock expert. I mean, but they probably do. You know, whatever's underground, and with the mole people and the Morlocks and whoever else lives underground. I don't know, snake people.
I saw the paint in the sewage. That's just come down. They just on the wall.
That's what they're doing. That's how Sony comes up with all their bright ideas, like Kraven's Last Hunt as an origin story.
Oh,